Take a look to your left, a look to your right. Notice the people in front of you and behind you. Think about everyone in this room, the wealth of things they have seen, done, accomplished. Someone here has interviewed celebrities on the red carpet, the other red carpet. Someone has backpacked through mountains for days on end with no cell service and only the things on their back. Someone has moved across the country on their own, knowing nobody and having only their car and their cat for comfort. Don't these sound like stories you'd want to hear? Want to live? Each of these people's stories pulls you into a whole other world you've never ventured into, from a perspective you could never have. That's why when I'm around people, I ask the questions. I allow them to tell me their stories while listening intently. I share mine. I engage in so many authentic conversations that I'm transported to so many places in the span of minutes. And then I need a nap. I live in two worlds. By day, I oversee the creation of the physical world, the buildings, furniture, and structures you interact with, that you can lay your hands on. This is a world most of you can probably relate easily to, where the job, the product, the go, go, go mentality really takes focus, where we put goals in front of your physical and mental health. And then there's my other world, the world of spirit animals, acupressure, inner child work, and cacao, a world where magic is real, manifestations can be instant, and everyone loves each other as they are, even if they don't always agree. This is my life as an alternative health and wellness practitioner. The pandemic isolated us, but it also gave us the chance to hit reset in a big way. Using Zoom for everything gave us a glimpse into everyone's true selves. We got to see how you decorate your houses. Your roommates and kids would jump in the call in the middle of a meeting. And I'll bet your pets even ran across the keyboard mid-call. Some people used it as a way to invite you into their homes, into their world. So, there's room for change now. Room to improve how we do things, how we treat each other, how we listen and show up. This is the time to recapture authentic communication. Even answering truthfully when someone asks you how you're doing allows you the opportunity to be honest with them and with yourself about how you're really feeling. So the next time somebody asks you how you're feeling, consider being authentic. It's okay to say something like, I am still drenched from being outside in 100 degrees, but these talks are great. Authentic conversations give us the opportunity to bring someone into our world without the literal camera. Instead of filtering for what we think they want to hear, or editing and cutting to keep it short and concise, we invite the listener into our shoes, feel our feelings. This is me, about 10 years ago. My mom is Italian, so she always wanted to go back to Italy. One year, we decided to do a 10-day trip to ring in the new year in Venice, Florence, and Rome. Having gone to school for architecture, I absolutely had a checklist of buildings I needed to see. Chief among them, the Duomo. For those of you who don't know, the Duomo has 463 stairs, leading from the ground to the top, most of which is extremely narrow. When the day really gets started, you actually have to turn sideways in order for the two-way traffic to keep flowing. But I didn't want to be part of the bustling masses with my 20 seconds to take in the view and see the paintings on the ceiling. I wanted to make it count. And that meant waking up at 4 a.m., while on vacation to be the first person in line. At 5 a.m., Florence was a completely different place. The city itself coming to life. The streets still damp, and the chill from the cold night just starting to break. The storefronts creating a blank canvas for the smiling tourists and hungry locals who'll soon be coming to fill them. Climbing all 463 stairs without a crowd of people around me really let me take in the strength, simplicity, and beauty of the interior. Emerging at the top with not another soul to be seen allowed me to feel the cool morning air and see the sun just peeking over the mountains in the distance, watching it rise from a place I had only daydreamed about in architectural history class. So impactful that even now, 10 years later, it still brings a tear to my eye. Or two. Even though that was almost a decade ago, I'm sure you could feel the energy, the emotion, and passion. Could you picture yourself on top of the Duomo? In that singular story, you've been transported, shared an experience, gotten to know me better, gotten to know yourself better, and maybe even decided where you'd like to take your next vacation. Authentic connections, conversations, give us the opportunity to really dive in to the other person's experiences, see things through different eyes, and engage with each other in new ways. A great example of authentic conversations is something we see often in movies and TV shows, an addiction or support group meeting. Recently, I was watching The Flight Attendant, where the character Cassie is an alcoholic. Cassie goes to a meeting. The person in the front asks if anyone would like to share. Cassie walks up to the podium and says, "Hi, I'm Cassie, and I'm an alcoholic." Then Cassie pretty much word vomits up all of the embarrassing, less than savory things she did before that meeting. This is a TV show. Everyone says thank you, and Cassie sits down. Nobody interrupts Cassie. Nobody shuns Cassie because she did something that was below them. Everyone crosses the doorway into that room, leaving their ego on the other side and being present to listen and be accepted. Some of you may have a group like this in your life. It may look more like your church congregation, your hiking buddies, your book club, or for me, what we call our Cacao family, a group of worldwide, like-minded individuals who come together weekly to share, connect, and be loved, to feel like they matter. So how do we take this concept of authentic connections out of its isolated little bubble and into our everyday? As we say in our Cacao sessions, ask and allow. Instead of logging on to Ancestry.com and searching for your relatives, go visit your grandmother, learn to make some homemade pasta, and ask her, "Grandma, what was it like for you and Robert growing up on the farm?" Allow her to invite you into her world of milking cows, gathering eggs, and making homemade wine. You learn a lot more when you create the circumstances for people to share what really excites them. But there's more past ask and allow, and that is share. A listener can ask the open-ended questions, allowing the speaker the space and support to answer. But if the speaker doesn't share, the conversation goes nowhere. The connection is not made. This is a picture a friend sent me while out walking her dog. I was in a meeting, so I didn't see it until 20 minutes had already passed. There were no words, no explanation, just this picture. Immediately, my mind went to the questions. Is she okay? Is the dog okay? Do I need to send 911 her GPS coordinates? I picked up the phone. Dude, what's with the bear? Are you okay? Her response? It was big. What? That's all I got. It was big. Surely many of you were on the edge of your seat as well, wondering what the story was behind this picture. And like me, you were confused, maybe even offended when you didn't get the full story. You wanted to be able to put yourself in those shoes, know what it felt like to come face to face with a bear. Or not, because that could be scary. But maybe that's why you wanted to, so you didn't have to live that. To understand the experience that she had and being able to connect because of something that came out of that story. I'm sure we can all recall a time when a movie ending wasn't fulfilling. Lord of the Rings. When a conversation didn't give you closure, or when you didn't get to say goodbye. Let that serve for all of us as a reminder of the value a conversation can hold. Drive us to dive deeper, be more authentic, and really engage with those you're connecting with. Ask, allow, share. Put your phone away, turn alerts off on your watch, and really be in the moment. Trust me, at some point, you're gonna have yours staring down a bear or a 5 a.m. climb to the top of the Duomo. And when you do, I hope you choose to live in that moment. Take it all in, every juicy detail. And then I hope you choose to share that with other people, knowing when you do, you're expanding their universe, letting them live that through you, feel all of your emotions and their own, understanding you a little bit better, understanding themselves a little bit better, and being able to strengthen the bond you share as fellow human beings.